access an inappropriate site.
Okay.
Because the parents will have their own username and password that they can just monitor if their child is doing something inappropriate.
Wow.
That just puts the parenting back in the hands of parents. And I mean, we have a lot of supporters for this, law enforcement. Of course, I live down in Maryland, so you know we have Glenn Ivey, and we have Valerie Irvin and the Herb Jones, the vice president of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. He's throwing his support our way, and so we have a lot of people supporting us that really matter.
Yes. And that very did is very important. The advertisement, they will be able to go on your site and be able to advertise things.
Yes, sir. We are going to have people advertise on our site that believe the same thing that we believe. We want people on our site who are interested in protecting children.
Okay.
We don't want to have. Of course, we're not going to have anything that's inappropriate for children, because that will not be allowed on our site at all.
Okay.
We're not going to have anyone on there that is borderline.
Okay, so now, as I get familiar with the computer, when they go into your site, what'sgood.com, and you know how sometimes there's you can bounce off to other sites.
Right.
Now the other sites from your that they bounce off will be safe sites, because this right here will make sure.
Right, because we're most households have filters on their computer, so their computer is filtered, and so the parents, the children, everyone has to look at the same stuff.
Okay.
What we've done is we've developed a technology where that the browser is actually filtered.
Wow.
So it's not. I mean, so when a child downloads what'sgood.com under their specific user icon, their browser is filtered, not the computer, and so it makes it impossible. I shouldn't say impossible, but so far it seems to be impossible to get around it, because it's not getting around some software on a computer where you can just disable the software. This is the actual browser. Unless you disable the browser, erase the browser, you cannot get around it.
Wow. And will the parents have their own code as well as the kids?
Yeah, the parents will have a code. In fact, when they sign up, the parent gets the code, and they have to add each child.
Okay.
So the parent gets the code, and so we positively identify that parent.
Okay.
And they register each one of their children. That way, we have someone to hold responsible,
Sure.
and that will be the parent, the registered parent.
Now the kid can never get the parent code.
And no, they shouldn't be able to unless the parent gives it to them. Now the parent will give the kid a password and a username. Now the child, when they go in, can change that password, but the parent has the control to delete that account as well as we do.
I can see this right here working right in a grammar school.
Oh yeah.
We have a what is that grammar school that they just opened up? Emerson, I believe it is. Mm-hmm. Is that the name of it? And something like this right here would work well over there. Have you visited any of the schools?
Well, of course I've visited a lot of schools in the Washington metropolitan area. We have not been outside of the metropolitan area because it wasn't up and running.
Sure. And
we want to have something tangible to say, this is what we offer. Okay. Now that we have it, we will be going to different schools, and hopefully, your show will have people contact us, or even if they just look at the site and see what is what we're trying to accomplish. I believe that they'll sign up, whether or not I come to the school or not.
Sure. Because the last time we had a lot of people that was very interested in the site, and I told them that you would be back, because I knew that you were going to come back. Let me go to Rebecca Kelly. Rebecca, the meeting, just talking about the security meeting I believe you guys had last night in Plainfield at the library.
Yes, we did.
And do you want to share the information of what they were talking about for security?
It was a wonderful meeting. For all the years that I've lived in Plainfield, I have never enjoyed a meeting so great than I did last night. They are bringing into the city what you call these high-tech surveillance cameras. They also have an extra one, which is, I call it the zoom. It zooms in into the different areas. The chief of police, he shared that with us, and we had a lot of elected officials and police officers from different counties and things that were there, and everybody was happy to hear the different technology that was going to be up and running. He mentioned somewhere around in the beginning of the summer, but he'll keep us posted on that. It's trying to really rid crime in the city. Crime has been down because we've only had one so far in 2 weeks. So it was a very, very interesting thing as far as, the crime was concerned. And as, there are other things that teenagers do get into, get involved in the drinking and the standing in the corner and that type of thing, But
petty things but we need to pay attention to.
yes, parents is going to be held responsible. It was a big, it was very, very interesting. It was very, very challenging last night. Everybody had the opportunity to say what they thought about it, and it's gonna work. It's definitely gonna work.
Well, that's good. Was the mayor out last night, or any of the politicians?
No, not the mayor.
Okay.
Jerry Green and the others, Rashid and Annie McWilliams and Adrian Mapp. Okay.
Did anybody announce anything last night that they were, because they have a election getting ready to come up. Any announcements of anyone running for special positions this summer or whatever, or just for the fall or whatever?
No, but I will be announcing I'm running for mayor.
For mayor in Plainfield.
Plainfield.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to change in Plainfield. There's a lot of things in Plainfield that we can work with. There's a lot of areas that need to be tightened up, especially when it comes down to the kids. We have to be, as parents, be held responsible for these actions that these kids carry on in the street. Kids, to me, no matter how the child might be 18 and is coming off at the train at 2 o'clock in the morning, there should never be a crime, no matter what.
Yes. Always should be security around.
But, there are areas, drugs and drinking and the type of thing, it creates a lot of problem, especially when it's not under control.
Yes.
And they need to have what they call a curfew area, that at a certain time, kids at a certain age should be off the street. If you have to be at work or something, then, that should be able to be seen, because you have some form of identification or whatever. You're stating, well, I'm out to work and I'm coming from work, etc., but not just to be hanging out on the street corners,
Sure.
They need to be at school, work, church, and home,
Right.
and I'm looking forward.
Well, we're going to give you the support. It's open here, and the church was having the Downtown Talker. We try to open the venue to things that's going on in the community. That's why we have Ray, and Ray come all the way up from Maryland. I want to talk to you about his website, about his site here, the Safe Web LLC. March 2009, launch of the What's Good.net. Now that's what's spelled WUTSGOOD.com. I'm sorry, .com. I'm sorry about that. It's .net. The basis of this website is protection website is protection, parental technology, safety, revolutionize, determination, commitment. What's good.net. So there is a .net. So I wasn't too far off. The safest internet experience available for children age 5 to 17. We know that for whatever reason, I don't get it. A lot of kids go on the internet and they meet people in Wyoming, wherever the case is. Well, we were taught not to trust a stranger. I don't get it. You know what I mean?
The problem with what has been found is you have adult males who are interested in talking to little young girls.
Yes.
But on the biggest problem is you have for every adult male who's trying to find a young girl.
Yes.
There's a young girl trying to find an adult male.
That's the big problem.
That's the biggest problem.
That's the bigger. We got to figure out.
And with this.